It was 2:17 in the morning. I remember the exact time because I checked my phone, which, ironically, was the reason I was still awake in the first place. I'd been lying in bed for almost 2 hours, not sleeping, not really resting, just existing in this weird gray zone between exhaustion and overstimulation. My thumb was moving on autopilot, reels, a random Reddit thread about a stranger's divorce, someone's vacation photos from a country I'll probably never visit, a news article I started 3 times and never finished. And the most disturbing part? I didn't even want to be doing any of it. I was just stuck, like a car with its engine running but stuck in mud, burning fuel, going nowhere. Sound familiar? If it does, this video might be one of the most useful 10 minutes you spend today, because I'm not going to give you a 5 a.m. cold plunge routine or a 47-step evening protocol that requires a $300 supplement stack. I'm going to tell you exactly what I changed and why it worked when nothing else did. Here's what I used to tell myself every night. I deserve to decompress. I worked hard today. This is my time. And technically that's true. You do deserve rest. But here's what I didn't understand for the longest time. Scrolling is not rest. It just feels like it. There's actually a term for what I was doing. Passive consumption. Your brain isn't switching off. It's processing. Every video, every post, every notification. Your nervous system is responding to all of it. Your cortisol doesn't know the difference between a stressful email and a chaotic TikTok comment section. It just knows there is stimulation. Stay alert. So I'd lie down after 2 hours of relaxing and wonder why I couldn't sleep, why my brain was still buzzing, why I woke up the next morning feeling like I'd never actually stopped. The problem wasn't that I was staying up late. The problem was I had no transition, no actual signal to my brain that the day was ending. I went from full chaos directly to a pillow. And your brain doesn't work that way. Principle number 2, reset your space quickly. I want to be clear. I'm not talking about cleaning. I'm talking about a 5-minute visual reset. Dishes in the sink, clothes off the floor, the pile of random stuff on your desk. Just move it somewhere it's not staring at you. Here's why this matters psychologically. Visual clutter is a constant low-level stressor. You might not consciously notice it, but your brain does. It registers incompleteness, unfinished things. Every item out of place is a small, silent demand on your attention. Clearing the space doesn't just make the room look better. It tells your nervous system things are in order. You can let go. I noticed this by accident too. I started doing a quick reset before bed, mostly out of habit, and slowly realized my mind felt less noisy, less like it was trying to hold everything at once. Principle number 3, the real digital detox. Okay, this one is the hardest, and also the one most people half do. When people say, I do a digital detox before bed, what they usually mean is, I use my phone slightly less than usual. What actually works is a clean break. No phone for the last 45 minutes to an hour before you sleep. Not less scrolling, not switching from Instagram to YouTube. No screen. And I know how that sounds. For a lot of people, the phone is how they decompress. But here's the thing. The science on this is pretty clear. Blue light suppresses melatonin, yes, but that's actually the smaller issue. The bigger issue is the type of content. Information intake, especially emotionally charged content, keeps your brain in an alert processing state. And that state is incompatible with sleep. The physical change that helped me most? I moved my phone charger across the room. Not because I have incredible willpower, because when it's within reach, I will reach for it. When it's not, the barrier is just high enough that I usually don't bother. Replace that window with something physical. A book, a journal, even just sitting in low light and letting your thoughts wander. Your brain needs that downtime more than you realize. Principle number 4, empty your mind onto paper. You know that feeling when you're trying to fall asleep? And your brain decides now is a great time to remember every awkward thing you've said in the past decade. Or worse, suddenly remembers 6 things you forgot to do. That happens because your brain is genuinely trying to help you. It's holding on to information it doesn't want to lose. The problem is, it does this at the worst possible moment. The solution is simple, but kind of magic. Get it out of your head before bed. I do a quick brain dump, 2 to 5 minutes usually. I write down anything that's floating around, unfinished tasks, thoughts thoughts I want to remember, things I'm worried about. I'm not problem solving. I'm just transferring it from my head to the page so my brain can let go. Then I write 3 things from the day that were actually good. Specific things. Not, I'm grateful for my family. More like, my coffee was perfect this morning. Or, that conversation with a friend was exactly what I needed. Specificity is what makes it feel real instead of performative. This combination, offloading the stress, noticing the good, genuinely changes how you enter sleep. Principle number 5. Give yourself a landing strip. Planes don't just fall out of the sky and hit the runway. They descend slowly, adjust, and land gently. Your body needs the same thing. I have a window, usually 20 to 30 minutes, where I deliberately slow down. Low lighting, herbal tea if I feel like it. Sometimes quiet music, sometimes silence. I'm not doing anything productive. I'm not optimizing. I'm just winding down. This window acts as a buffer between the stimulation of the day and the stillness of sleep. Without it, you're basically asking your nervous system to go from 100 to 0 instantly. That doesn't work for cars, and it doesn't work for people. Principle number 6. A moment of stillness. Some nights I meditate. Some nights I pray. Some nights I just breathe slowly and let my thoughts settle. It doesn't need to be structured. It doesn't need to be long. 5 minutes of genuine stillness where you're not consuming, not producing, not performing, does something for your mental state that's hard to explain until you experience it. It's not mystical, it's just rare. We live in a world that fills every gap with noise. Choosing silence, even briefly, is actually a kind of discipline. Principle number 7. Protect your sleep like it's your most valuable meeting. The last piece is the most boring to talk about, and the most important in practice. Consistent sleep and wake times. A cool, dark room. Not treating sleep as what you do after everything else is done, but as the foundation that makes everything else possible. When I started actually protecting my sleep schedule, not perfectly, but with real intention, I noticed the compounding effect. Better sleep meant better mornings. Better mornings meant more focused days. More focused days meant I actually finished what I needed to, so I didn't spend the night drowning in guilt and anxiety. It became a cycle, just a good one instead of a bad one. I want to be honest with you. I don't do all of this perfectly every night. There are nights I fall asleep with my phone in my hand, nights I skip the brain dump, nights I just watch something dumb until I pass out. But the routine isn't about perfection. It's about having something to return to, a default that's actually good for you, instead of a default that slowly drains you. Here's what I'd ask you to do tonight. Just one thing. Pick the idea from this video that resonated most. Maybe it's the shutdown checkpoint. Maybe it's moving your phone charger. Maybe it's just giving yourself a 20-minute wind-down window without a screen. One thing, tonight, not tomorrow, because the nights don't just end your days. They build your tomorrows. And most people never think about them intentionally. You just did. If this was useful, the like button actually does help. It puts this in front of other people lying awake at night wondering why they feel so behind. And if you know someone going through that, send it to them. Sometimes the right idea at the right time really does change something. There's more coming on this channel. Real habits, real explanations, nothing performative. Subscribe if you want to stick around. Until then, tonight, sleep well.